Y'all already know it's that time of year again when I like to cosplay Identity V so that I can hang out with some really cool people. So I decided to make an Enchantress cosplay, but it's with a twist. I'm going to be making this cosplay almost entirely from my closet. Okay, maybe not just from my closet, because this dress is actually from my sister's closet, but it still works in this case. The fun part about a closet cosplay is thinking out of the box of how to alter it to make it look like an actual costume. This is not required, but I like to do it, so that's why I am dyeing this dress. The color is slightly off, so I do need it a bit darker to match the cosplay. That didn't work at all, and honestly, I just didn't have the water hot enough. So now I have to decide if I want to try and dye it again. Yeah, I definitely am not gonna do that. Anyways, let's move on to the feathers. This might be where I started taking this closet cosplay a bit too seriously. I did not in fact already have these feathers, but I ordered them just to enhance what I already had. And unfortunately, the perfect color feathers were in this weird ribbon thing, so I had to cut them out and also shape them a bit because they weren't the best quality, but they really were almost a perfect color match. So I put my dress onto the mannequin and then I started to pin the feathers on to see if this would work. The pins didn't really hold up well, so I ended up having to just like hand sew the feathers on randomly and hope for the best. And hope for the best I did. It actually ended up working out, but the feathers just kind of like stuck out weird to me. That's about the time I had the idea to use my straightening iron to curl the feathers. When looking at the skin, the feathers are more curved, and I think this will give it a more accurate feel. I want to talk a little bit more about this skin. It's actually one of my favorite skins in the game Identity V, even more so when you learn about the history behind it. And the costume I am making is perfect for Black History Month. Also, happy Black History Month, by the way. So the movie that they chose for Enchantress's skin is called Zhao Zhao. And this is actually the first motion picture to have a Black woman as a lead, which is so incredible to be able to make a costume that represents one of my favorite Black characters, Enchantress, and also to represent the first Black woman who was in a motion picture. This skin is beautiful. And I talked through a lot of this, but I've just been working on the feathers, which literally took forever. So we're about to take a break and go and get some of the jewelry. I decided to put on everything that I had, and I was like, wait, I actually look good. This is kind of eating. Like, I haven't styled the wig at all, and I haven't made the necklaces, but I can see it. I could see the vision. Like, I'm about to be stunning them hunters. All right, so that definitely boosted my confidence in this cosplay, but it also unlocked a new issue. Having the straps kind of loose on my shoulders tightens this area, which hurts my back, and we don't want this cosplay to be painful. So I might have to take out these straps right here. Take out the straps I did. This was a bit nerve-wracking, but you know, I got it done. And now I'm going to rearrange the straps so that it fits my back way more comfortably. I did a lot more sewing, but I kind of don't want to dwell on the top right now, so we're just gonna move to the bottom of the dress. Another alteration I had to make for this dress was to make it shorter, and one of my least favorite things to do is make a hem on a dress because it's just straight sewing, but because it's Identity V, I decided to do a shortcut and hand stitch it using the most basic stitch ever. But that's fine because I kind of want the stitches to show. It's one of the perks of being an Identity V cosplayer. Once the hem was ready to go, I had to do a lot more curling of the feathers because I had to cover the bottom in feathers. This took forever. Again, we're not going to dwell on it. We are going to move on. I know I said this was going to mostly be from my closet, but y'all, let me cook. I had to go to Michael's and grab some sparkly stuff to make the headpiece and to enhance the her little panther skull prop, which I actually used materials from my closet, so don't judge me. Alright, so I didn't show you guys, but I basically ripped off a line or 2 lines of these sequins, rhinestones, whatever they're called, and put this silver thing. It probably looks really cool, but it's really just some paper that I sanded a little bit to give it a little bit of character, but I don't really like it. So I decided to add more rhinestones. Honestly, this trick actually worked and I'm pretty happy with the result. Just to make sure everything was sitting good, I tried it on with the wig, but I didn't properly style it yet. Probably should have done that. Anyways, this part, oh lord. I got a friend to help me out with making the panther skull. He found a pattern, traced it, and cut it out for me, and then we both started to fold the pattern pieces. Mind you, we are using paper that I already had in my cosplay stash, so technically it's from my closet. You know you can't make a good closet cosplay without some hot glue, so now I'm going to glue all of the paper pieces together, which honestly was pretty freaking hard.
That's really cool.
Thanks for the encouragement. Anyways, now I had to figure out something to stuff the skull with, and so I just used an old recycled water bottle. I guess that's also not from my closet, but it is from my recycling bin, so let's just count it. Now I'm just going to decorate by adding some old random rhinestones I found and the rhinestones I did get from the store, just to give it the nice finishing touch. Things are getting down to the wire. I literally have to leave to go see my friends tomorrow, so I'm about to make a bow in all of 2 seconds. I'm not really happy with it. It just looks kind of flat, and I don't know. I just would love to add stitches and things, but we don't have time for that. So we're just gonna move on to the next part of this cosplay. So I mentioned earlier in this video that I was purchasing some of the jewelry, but I didn't make the necklaces. So I had to make this in as quick of time as possible. It was a little tricky because I couldn't find my smaller pliers, but you know, I got the job done. It's probably around midnight at this point, but I still have to do the sleeves. And I'm going to be dyeing things again, but this time I actually made the water hot enough. So I was able to dye this fabric a little bit darker. And this fabric is from my closet. I actually got it from Costume College. They had this really cool bargain basement, so I picked it up, and thankfully it is useful now. So I am going to be making the most basic and randomly done sleeves ever. I did not cut the fabric on the grain the correct way, but it's really late and we're gonna make do. As soon as I could fit my arm through the sleeve, I was just like, let me just sew this on, and I'm gonna do it in the most quick way possible. Not gonna worry about craftsmanship. I'm not gonna worry about the stitches showing because it doesn't matter for this cosplay. And then I am going to go to bed. And so I made it in time to head into the city with my friends in full cosplay. I was accompanied by Foxgloves, the Evelyn cosplay, and Gallardo7. And we were all in Identity V. I finally got to show off my Enchantress cosplay. And wow, just look how my skin's popping in that sunlight and the way it just matches with that beautiful green dress. Honestly, this is a great cosplay. We got some amazing pictures. We also took pictures of Frederick, who looked really, really good despite the previous night. Frederick, you okay, buddy? I'm not sure what's going on here, but there was a lot of Andrew abuse. And it even led to Andrew cooking Postman's dog? And even more Andrew abuse. Don't put him in the soup. Don't put him in the... You're gonna put him in the soup. I'm pretty sure if you don't actually play Identity V or participate in the lore or just fandom culture, that made no sense. Honestly, it makes no sense to me. But after that interesting showing, I just wanted to finish up showing some of the cool shots I got of me as Enchantress because I just looked too good and my friends also looked so good and we just had a great time. Honestly, I love Identity V and I definitely recommend everyone play it and cosplay from it and, you know, find some good friends to do a photo shoot with.